everyone. Welcome to the Planecious Leaders Walk the Talk. I am Rohit Korat, the founder of the Planecious Leaders series, where we celebrate the inspiring leaders who are driving positive change towards a more sustainable future. Today, we have with us Rajani Karuturi, who is a founder and CEO at Pranic Soil LLC and CEO at OHM Organic Farming. Thank you so much for joining us, Rajni ji.
Thank you for
Let's
having me.
embark on the journey of a soil ecosystem and let's see like what the best the soil in the sustainable ecosystem like we have.
Mhm.
So what inspired you to establish Pranic Soil, and how did your journey in the regenerative agriculture begin?
Let me start with the beginnings. I was raised in a farming family in the southern part of India. My gardening started as a 3-year-old with my grandmother. I remember walking behind her in the yard and picking the vegetables and helping my grandmother. And then I grew up like any other farming family. They tell you not to come into farming, get educated, and go somewhere and do something else. Same thing happened with me. So I came to United States 3 decades ago, but the farming stayed with me. So when we bought the house, I have over half an acre of backyard, and I started slowly building the backyard. And it's like a food forest homestead concept. I don't have any livestock on the property, but I have fruits, vegetables, and flowers, everything. And I always felt growing up in India that I'm stuck in this small village and the world is big place and I want to experience everything. So I put myself to sailing, hiking. I covered all the continents, including Antarctica, but never felt that this is it, I've done it, till I started working completely with soil. Now I have Pranic soil, and every day morning I get up and then what can I do to improve the soil? That's the moment I felt, okay, this is it. So in a quest to figure out what the purpose of life is, I founded Pranic soil and then felt that this is it.
Okay, so great. So could you share a specific success story like where your consulting services significantly improved farm soil health and productivity?
Usually the way it works here is you're not completely in charge of any of the projects. So you collaborate with people. Say one of my project, they wanted to transition to regenerative practices, and there are other people from other fields like grazing analyst, other people who helps integrate everything. So I cannot take credit for those projects, but I will tell you my own story with the house, how I transitioned from a 45-degree slope. And when kids used to start sitting at the top, they would sled and go all the way to the road on the back of the property. It is, even the grass was not growing to make it a lawn. It is that kind of a soil. If you look up in the USDA website and government soil survey website, it will tell you it is a mix of pine barrens, sand, and some places it's just clay. It's not that great a soil. But we had to build a retaining wall to stop the erosion, and then put some plants in specific places and choose the right plants. I chose pines, evergreens, because I wanted it to be a barrier throughout the year. I stayed away from deciduous at the end of the property, and a lot of thinking went into where each plant goes, and how to build the soil, when to bring the organic matter into the ground. during the fall time, and by the season comes back next year, what needs to be done. So I'm ready during May. It's a journey. It took time for me to figure out, but very fulfilling, and now I enjoy my backyard heaven.
Amazing. So, how do you approach the challenges of like convincing traditional farmers like to transition to regenerative agriculture practices, especially when they might be skeptical about the changing long-established methods?
Right. It's the hardest part, but usually the way I do it is I don't even try to convince.
Okay.
So when I approach a farmer, I go to the farm, I go around, I ask a lot of questions, and when I submit my proposal of what I want to do and how much it costs, I usually put in the solution in a way that it is embedded into the solution. There is no convincing there.
Okay.
Once the solution makes economical sense, it goes well. So to give you an example, there is a 25-acre farm that's half an hour away from my house. He grows vegetables, and aside he has a mushroom operation as well. So when I went there and looked at everything, in order for him to use less chemicals in the vegetable farm, we came up with a solution using the mushroom block and other feedstock that is available around the property, and make your own compost, which will reduce the other chemical inputs. So we approached in a way, this is a waste for you from the mushroom operation, and let us incorporate other feedstock as well and generate the compost, which will help with the transition. It is a transition, but it's seamless. There is no talk about or convincing. It just went so smooth. So I try to make it that way. I tried convincing that route. It never actually helped me. It went into that lecture mode and it didn't go well. So I usually incorporate seamlessly. That seems to be working.
Right.
Yeah.
Okay, so how do you assess and measure the success of soil health improvement in the farms you work with, and what key indicators do you look for?
Okay. My end goal is to be able to walk into a farm and say, this is it, I have done the job. Look at the soil, look at the plant, it paints the picture, but I'm not there yet. So I do look at soil. I look at the physical properties of the soil. Is there compaction? Are the aggregates forming rightly? What is the water retaining capacity of the soil? I check all the physical attributes. And then I look at the reports. Usually we send it to a lab and get the analysis done for all the nutrients. So what is in the soil? I make sure it is completely nutrient balanced soil. There is nothing lacking. I know it is crop specific, but I make sure for that crop it has everything it needs.
Cool.
And then biological. It's my favorite. So I get the sample, put it under microscope and see all the organisms that are there in the soil, and make sure, say suppose it is a horticulture. It's a perennial crop. So I make sure that the soil is more fungal dominant. But if it is a vegetable patch, I see if there is enough bacteria and a right kind of organisms. Meaning, I see nematodes, I make sure they are the beneficial kind. They are not the root feeding nematodes. So all three aspects I cover and make sure we are making good progress on the soil. And of course, I look at the plants as well and make sure. For plants, we do several other tests like Brix meter, the refractometer. And then sometimes based on the need, we send for sap analysis as well. But mostly Brix will do. If the Brix is maintained at a certain level, there is low pest pressure, no infestation, no disease. So usually those are the attributes I use to make sure we are on the right path.
Okay, great, great. So, what role do you see regenerative agriculture playing in addressing climate change, and how do you communicate this potential to your clients?
Well, again, here too, I don't talk much about climate change. I think all of us know, even the farmer knows, because they feel the impact right away. They know that things are changing. It's not the same anymore. When it rains, it's pretty darn heavy. It pours. And then if there is drought, there is no rain for periods. Even now, today it is around 30 degrees now, 32. And tomorrow, not tomorrow, I think Saturday, it's going to be 80 degrees. And next week, sometime it's going back all the way back to around 30 degrees at night. And I know all my plants will get confused what's going on. So everybody knows, feels it, but they're kind of don't know how to address it, meaning there is a knowledge gap. There is a cost associated with doing what you want to do, and also the labor factor. There could be several factors that they're not addressing. It's not that they don't care about climate change. So again, I incorporate them into the solution. So just to give you an example, one of the clients, again, it is a compost-based solution. They have a vegetable garden, and we just figured out how to improve the soil without using their own waste and getting other stuff from around. It's not that hard. For that client, we use wood chips because he generates nitrogen-based waste. So we need carbon. There is a website called Chip and Drop. If you put in a request there, they will give you wood chips for free. They'll just drop it like 15 yards. And you can go to a brewery if you want high nitrogen material and then get their spent grains. It's a cooked barley, wheats, and oats. And sometimes they put in hops and sometimes they put in chocolate as well. But it's a great material for composting. And they give it away for free. So you just have to look around. And yeah, they have a lawn as well. They have a property where they maintain lawn. Grass clippings. I make sure they're organic. They don't use much. And get the grass clippings for nitrogen source. So get everything you have, look around. I believe in none of the material from your property should go out. What's his name? Joel Salatin. He wrote a book called Folks, It Ain't Normal. Have you read the book? It's an awesome book. If you haven't read it, I highly recommend it.
Yeah, I'll definitely.
Yeah. And he talks about not throwing away a single thing from your yard, how to repurpose everything. Yeah. And that's what I practice as well. So, yeah, practicing. And climate change will happen when you do the right things. Will be control, I meant, yeah.
Okay, so could you share some of the most challenging soil conditions you have encountered and like how you develop solution to address them?
Most challenging solution is there is a 160-acre piece of land in northern New Jersey. It has been abused for decades. A fully conventional farmed, the soil is like dirt. A team of us started working on the property, and there is an area that we designed to do cover crop, and we introduced animals onto the property. They have cows as well as chickens. So there is a grazing schedule set up by the grazing specialist, and we figured out how to improve the soil. It is a journey. It is going to take some time. There is no miracle for me to just go look at the soil and change it. You can go for all these products that are available in the market with biology in it, they're organic, but without the habitat, you can only make so much improvement. In order to build the habitat, meaning organic matter in the soil, it takes time. So first year went really well. We are very happy with the results, and we are continuing the journey with the silver pasture concept, making our own compost. For that property, we designed ASP, which is aeratic static pile, because that's what is going to work there. We needed high fungal again for the property. So it's going really well. We wanted to incorporate some of the things that I learned in India. They have cows. Usually people here are very afraid of manure. They think it's all full of pathogens. But we are used to in India, right? So I suggested a solution which is closer to making Jivamrutam. So I have Vriksha Ayurveda here with me. So I take inspiration from there and try to implement, and they gave me the flexibility. Usually they won't let you, but this particular operation, yeah, we are trying something from our ancient wisdom.
So, how do you balance the economic needs of the farmer with sustainable practices, and like what strategies do you employ to ensure both profitability and environmental stewardship?
Great question, Rohit. That's $1 million question we all ask every day.
Right.
Yeah. Any solution, if it's not making an economic sense, it's not a solution.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah. And it's unique for every farmer. So the balancing, as you said, is the key. How much money it costs versus what is the benefit. So working with the team, having a lot of discussions, what's the best way to achieve this? It takes a while, but it has to make the economic sense. So that's a question I grapple with every day. And I know I wish I had a simple answer for you. No, it is a unique challenge for every farmer, and we figure it out and improve it based on what we know and what we see.
And about the technological innovations in the soil health monitoring and regenerative agriculture excites you most, and how do you integrate them into your consulting practice?
Yeah, technology is great. As I said before, my goal is to be able to walk into your farm and say how it's doing. But yeah, I use technology a lot because it helps with everybody. The conversation becomes easy when there is technology. Say suppose somebody says there's no compaction. You take your penetrometer and you show them how it works. And you press it down and you show them. There is no question about it. There's no debate about it. So you do use the technology. Soil testing, we send it to Logan Labs usually. I mean, I don't want to name the organizations, but Malik 3, M3 is a very standard testing here in the United States. Slowly people are moving to Haney's way of testing just because M3 uses ammonium acetate, which is a harsher chemical, and nature doesn't have that harsh chemical. So Haney, I think his name is Rick Haney, he developed another soil test mechanism, and that's getting popular as well. And we use Bhuparikshak in India, which is, I think, spectrometer-based, infrared-based tool developed by IIT Kanpur, I think. One of the IIT developed it, and we use that a lot in India. And one of the technological challenge, if you ask me, is fruit ripening technology in oil palm. I've been working with oil palm is very popular in Andhra Pradesh. We are the biggest oil palm plantation in the country. So there is a challenge where they're supposed to pick the fruit bunches. When two of the fruits fall on the ground, that's when they are ripened enough to be picked. But you send some guys to pick the branches, they don't take that much care. If they don't take that much care, the palm oil industry will complain that they're not getting enough oil from the fruit bunches. So there is a farmer blaming the oil industry, saying they don't know how to extract, and the oil industry saying they're not picking the fruit in the right time. So we're trying to come up with a solution. I'm working with an industry, precision agriculture company, to figure out if they can identify some technology where anybody can just go poke it in and see maybe the color, maybe the oil content, and then say the bunch is ready. It has to be an easy way of doing it. And yeah, we do use AI, people coming up with a lot of Internet of Things, IoT, and it is very exciting. And we do need technology, and I use it all the time.
So, could you discuss your approach to customizing solutions for different geographical regions and climate zones? Like, how do you adapt regenerative practices to local contexts?
Yeah, you're right. Region-wise becomes even more challenging. To give you an example, when we were in Rwanda for the chili farming, Rwanda is a place of 1,000 hills, so everything is slope. So the property, when I saw it, it was challenging. Oh, how do you grow chilies in this? So the leveling has to be right, and you have to make the paths and make way for the water to go down at a certain rate. And the leveling is a real challenge. But the soil was kind of red soil. Soil-wise, it was okay. We were able to, it's almost virgin land. But it has its own challenges. Inputs-wise, we don't have to worry much, but just the preparing the soil and irrigation, they both were the challenges. And it has to be done right, so we are doing it the regenerative way. We are not just throwing resources and wasting money. There were a lot of banana plantations around. So we looked around and we got some of the dry leaves from there where we needed a barrier. Like, as you said before, everything is unique and it needs a unique solution for that problem. Yeah. But international exposure helps you. You bring one to the other and see. Just like I said, Jivamrutam. But there are some things that you cannot do, like Panchakavya. Panchakavya has 11 ingredients. 5 come from cow, and the rest comes from outside. I tried to experiment with it. No, it's not the same. Are you aware of those things, Panchagavya and all?
I have heard about it, but I'm not too much detail. I don't know the process and all these things. So
right.
I just heard about it. Yeah.
Yeah. So they use fresh toddy sap. It's not fermented. So it's hard for us. We thought of using beer and all, but no, it's not the same. Beer is already fermented. We don't want to use something that's fermented with yeast in it. No. So there are some challenges, but yeah, it helps to be international.
Okay, so can you discuss the connection between your work at Pranic Soil and OHM Organic Farming? How do these two organizations complement each other?
Yeah, OHM is more organic input manufacturing company. Is the light okay on my face? The sun came up and
that's fine. That's fine. No, that is not the thing. The content matters, like here.
Right, I know. So OHM is a organic input manufacturer located in India, and in a way, OHM inspired me to start Pranic Soil. I learned a lot. Yeah, I wasn't very familiar with all these techniques before. So even though I was gardening, the cow-based products and all, it gave me unique perspective of farmers, why it is different, the small holdings in India, the concept of FPOs. It's whole different story. So I was in India with my microscope in 2023 December. There is a company that promotes helps the FPOs. There is a women FPO meeting in Madanapalli. So I took my microscope. I went to show them how to look at the soil for the microorganisms. And then we took the process, right? So you take 1 milligram of soil and put 10 milliliters of water, you shake it, and then take one drop and put it on the slide, and 400 magnification, there you go. You see the entire life coming out. And suddenly a nematode came up, and everybody was like, the women, their eyes lit up. Oh, what is that? They cannot see it on the slide, but here is the big organism on the screen. And then I told them, you can't see it, but look at this organism. If those many things are in that one drop, in that one field of view on the drop, how many are there in that 1 teaspoon? You must have heard of this, right? One teaspoon of soil has as many people on the planet. Yeah, they started saying lakhs, crores of organisms. So walk gently on the soil. Looking at those understanding and smiles, I felt that I need to have another organization in the US where I can do consulting as well as outreach. That's when I started Pranic Soil. And I do outreach programs at schools, green fairs, market, wherever there is a possibility. I take my microscope and tell everybody, this is the life in the soil which is helping us.
Yeah, that's a great like the education that you are providing. So it must be like people must be aware about like what is the soil is all about. And so okay, so looking ahead, like what is your vision for the future of sustainable agriculture, and like how do you hope like Pranic Soil will contribute to shaping that future?
I have a lofty goal. I want the entire world to be regenerative, because that's what nature is. Nature is regenerative. Yeah, there is no waste. Everybody who comes up with a new product, they have to understand the entire life cycle of the product and then make sure it goes back. Like us, we are born, we take from soil and we go back to soil. It has to be like that. I take one step at a day, and then I try to do my best. I have big goals to convert the entire New Jersey into regenerative practice, the whole world. But and I see it happening. I'm optimistic. Every day, if I can stop a couple of tons of material going into landfill, that's a good day for me.
That's a great thing that you have said, because a lot of things are going to landfills nowadays, and so it takes a lot of efforts to like recycle and like whatever the extraction of the landfill. So I know that the challenge over here like that we are having.
You're absolutely right.
Yeah. Okay, so thanks a lot for this amazing session. Like it was a insightful thoughts and the discussion that you have had with the audience. We will keep having this kind of discussions in the future, and like how best the existing and the future soil ecosystem we can like improve to make it more sustainable future. Yeah. So yeah. So thanks a lot. Thank you for joining us.